Okay, and we are now live. Happy Halloween to everybody who's joining me live or who will watch this later today. As you can see, I got here as normal a little early today, and I've roughed in a Scarecrow to do uh, for Batman Week, and also to I thought it would be a good topic to draw for the day of Halloween. Let me do my pop out chat here so I can see any comments that come in. Good morning, Stephen. How are you today? Good to see you here. I am doing a transfer of files, so hopefully that will not interfere with the live stream. So, my name is John Beatty. I am a 25 plus year veteran of the comics industry. Let's get my diction correct this morning. Again, I need to do some vocal warm ups on these morning streams because nobody's up for me to talk to this early. So I normally don't talk until I go on air. So therefore, my voice is not warmed up. So good practice is going to be warming up the voice in the future. So let's go ahead and get inking and put some tones down on this Scarecrow and see what we can't whip up for Halloween. All right, sound good? All right, let's do this. And I'm not sure if I want to start with a pen or a brush. Let me take a quick look. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. And let's see. All right, here we go, everybody. Gonna start out with the pen. Get some of this rope that Scarecrow uses around his costume. And this is day 3 of daily live draw, so I hope that everybody's been enjoying it as much as I have. It's been a very good exercise for me to get me up and drawing and streaming. I appreciate all of you who have joined me at this early hour. And I also appreciate all of you who have subscribed to the channel. Maybe hit the button, the bell to get alerts when I'm live. If you choose that on whatever device you have to ping you, it will send information and say that I'm live now, so you'll know to jump over. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Hello, Big Easy. Good morning. Happy Halloween. Hello, Ron. Good morning and happy Halloween to you too, sir. Doing a Scarecrow today. I figured it would be kind of in line with, although a lot of the Batman's villains would work well for Halloween. I thought Scarecrow would be particularly interesting, so that's why I chose him. And I'm pretty much set that, unless something just changes my mind, I still want to do a Mr. Freeze. And then maybe you all can help me decide in the comments below. Um, I need to get a female in here. I'm thinking Batgirl or Catwoman. Leaning towards Catwoman because she is the more popular character, I believe, but I will not rule out Batgirl. So if you all have a preference, please put it in the comments below. Oh, thank you, Ron. Yep. Thought about this yesterday and I said, well, it's Halloween. Let me do Scarecrow. So that's who we're doing. And I will say that there will be 2 streams on Friday. There will be this normal daily live drawing uh, at 7 a.m. and then again at 7:30 at night. Please join Craig Zablo and Pat Sampson and I as we do our normal Friday night stream. Minus Jared, he's having a birthday, and understandably, he is going to spend that time with his family. So he will not be available for the live stream on Friday. So I think we can get by without him. Um, more lines. Hashtag more lines. I bet he wouldn't like that. I think it's pretty clever. There you go, Ron. That's right. Maybe I'll hum and that'll get my voice warmed up. Or maybe I won't. I'll save your all's ears. So, does anybody have Halloween plans tonight? I have been taking my son with my wife a few places. We went to his elementary school last night. He's in kindergarten. And they had a little thing there, science experiments and some pretty cool stuff that they did for the kids and showed the parents what was kind of happening too. So it's a pretty fun little evening at his school, and he tends to enjoy learning how things react in science. You know, Ah, there you go, big. Got you a 6-year-old you got to take out. Um, we might walk around the neighborhood block when we get back. The city hall is having a trunk or treat, and those have kind of become popular because a lot of people in neighborhoods now just they're not prepared. Um, and I understand it. I get it. A lot of kids, uh, you know, it's tough to get out these days, and so the trunk or treats are fun, and they're usually organized by a church or, like I said, we have one that our um, city hall is putting on, and the fire department and the police department are right there, so everything's nice and safe. It's not like when I was a kid and we were out roaming the streets and going a few more blocks than we were really supposed to. But you know, you get that candy, and you might have to go a couple of blocks more to to fill your sack. I always liked the people that gave pennies. Get a few of those, and then you could go to the store and buy your own candy. All right. Yeah, that's true, Big. That's just what I was saying. And oh, I see he's got two kids, a 9 and a 12-year-old. He's taking tonight. So good luck, everybody, including myself. This is the well, Jacob's always been excited about it, but for some reason, he's been really excited about Halloween. In his fifth, he'll be 6 in December. So he's kind of and it's not so much about the candy. I think he likes the activities. We came to a downtown here where my office is. The local merchants and stuff had what they called the Boo Bash on Saturday, and they played games and stuff, and he really enjoyed that. And then Sunday, we went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and there's some like dorming. One of the dorms there, good sized place, had activities, music, and fun for the kids. But from what I understand, this is the first time I'd heard about it. They used to, some people that had a dorm there, you could go up in the dorms and kind of go door to door trick or treating, but they didn't have that this year. So I don't know if that was something maybe they decided to get rid of or what it was, but nonetheless, a good time. Wow. Didn't have trick or treating when you were a kid, Steve, huh? Um, that's interesting. Yeah, I was surprised. Usually, when Halloween falls on a school night, there's usually an announcement in our paper that kids will either be by Saturday or Sunday. And I didn't see that this year, so I'm assuming there might be some kids out, but it was kind of odd to me because, like I said, it seemed like in the past it was always if it fell on a school night, they'd have it the weekend before, like kind of this is the official night, kids, go out on this weekend. So I don't know what to expect at our house, if we'll get trick or treaters or not. Mr. Zablo, hey, how you doing? Your ears must have been burning when I was talking about Friday night. You know, I'm wondering, maybe y'all can help me out here. Man, let me see something real quick. Gonna look in the chat. No, I'm filling the screen. It just appears that my camera is not giving me a true, like a 16:9 screen, but that could just be my preview. Hey, Noah. Yeah, yeah. We're starting the Friday stream now. It's gonna go long. Be prepared. Be prepared for really tired Craig. Oh, okay, he's gone. I see Mr. Zablo just came in for a quick shout out. He is probably on his way to work and maybe got a notification and decided to stop in and just give us a quick shout. So thank you, Mr. Zablo, for blessing us with your quick presence. And as he said, see everybody Friday night. Probably what we'll do Friday night then is I'll have the camera just on me instead of Pat's little icon and Craig. And you'll still hear the conversation, but it'll just be me drawing the whole time. It won't cut back to all of us. All right. And on this coming Friday, just so you know, and I'm going to put it on my website and social media, I'm going to stop doing 5 or 6, and I'm going to keep it at 3 drawings. That'll give me a little more time to chit chat, and be probably a little easier in the long run also. Doing the 5 or 6 last week was was, well, fun. It was a little bit much at the end. I had felt like I had done a lot, and I know that it ran a little longer than I had intended to. So I think three will be right. So if we plan a 3 hour stream, it goes a little bit over. That's fine, and I'll get that gives me like an hour per each piece with chit chat time, which I know will come up. Yep, big six is a lot. Six is a lot to do. Um, it is it's a challenge, but again, it's I want this to be fun. So um, if I cut it down to three, that's going to be more manageable. Gives me a little bit more time to breathe, I guess, and join in with the chat a little bit more and concentrate a little bit more on just everything. I was Hey, I also wanted to say um, thank you all for getting back with the comments once I've posted the final stream. They're a big help to what I'm doing. They encourage me, and as I said, I believe, according to what I've been reading and learning about YouTube, it helps your channel to have comments. So I do appreciate even just a quick comment. Thumbs up is also good. And appreciate you all jumping in there and giving me that support. I did something like this back in around 2010, 2011. And trying to remember now what time I ran it. It was probably, I know it was earlier than 7. It may have been 5 o'clock, 5 to 6. And it was called Morning Brew Art. And there's actually a Facebook page that I had also created, and the Facebook page is still there. There's just nothing that's happened on it in like forever. I only gave it like 2 weeks, and then I gave up. I wish I had not done that now, because I realize it takes time for things to grow. If I would have stayed with it, um, oh well, there you go, Noah. Well, yeah, I'm learning too. I'm learning the backside of YouTube. And I realized that if I get a certain amount of people, I can make a little bit of money um, doing streaming. Not a lot, very little. Um, but hey, every little bit can help, as I'm sure we can all pretty much appreciate. So anyway, back to Morning Brew. Um, I let the domain name go, or I would probably. Actually, what I was doing too is I would drink coffee while I was doing a piece of artwork. And the artwork I did for that particular slot and name was I was doing more cartoony superheroes. Almost like if you guys are familiar with the old Wacky Packs, Odd Rods, and that type of stuff. Well, I was doing my take on heroes that were, you know, really stretching the proportions, um, just having a good time with them. And it was fun, but it turned out to be a lot of work. I probably did a lot of stuff that was not legal, but I didn't know at the time, such as I had Sirius streaming at the time, and I would let that play in the background as I worked. And it's still on those videos. And I actually had I had the Sirius channel like Monday through Friday. What what channel I was going to be playing as I streamed. So um, it wasn't. I was doing it on what's known as UStream, and I believe they are still around. Uh, I never got like a TOS, a terms of service, saying, "Hey, uh, you know, you can't use that music." And I do know that there have been a few people that have had just snippets of copyrighted music on YouTube, and they'll get kind of a slap on the hand. And I'm not sure if they've gotten banned or not, but I know they've maybe had like a little bit of time taken off of YouTube. They've been like, it can't come on for a week or something as punishment or something like that. So nonetheless, like I said, I didn't know at the time if I was in any kind of terms of service agreement trouble or not. And they never contacted me about it, so I assumed I wasn't. So if you want to try to, uh, if you're interested, just Google. The name of my channel was John Beatty Live. So if you go to Ustream, just the letter U, stream.tv, and put in John Beatty Live. And I think I was doing the Morning Brew under the same um, kind of the same channel. It was just a different show, kind of like I can do here, like this daily live draw, and then the Friday night live. So if you're interested, check it out. It was fun, I was good for 2 weeks and kind of got frustrated at a lot of stuff and gave it up and kind of wish I hadn't. But I'm back and I've learned from that lesson. Yes, I did, Ron. I saw Paolo respond. Uh, that'll be great when he gets that full video of that painting up. And I hope he does I hope he doesn't like speed it up unnecessarily. I mean, there are times where he could speed it up, but it would really be cool if he could cut any sound out. Like, I don't know if he, you know, just has a sound of quietness on it or something, but if he cuts all that sound out and then narrates over a new track, what he's using and what he's doing, that would be really cool. I know, I'd pay a couple dollars. I'd pay $3 to $5 to watch a 2 or 3 hour video of him doing one of his paintings start to finish with narration on it. I learn a lot from that. That's why I'm doing these. If some people out there can learn, then you know, good for them. Or I know some people that do similar things. I believe he has some stuff up on, I think it's called Gumshoe or Gumroad. And basically, you pay what you want. There is like a suggested price, uh, of a few dollars or something, but you can always pay more. I, I don't even know if you can pay less, but, I think if somebody's going to do something and they just want a couple of bucks for it or something, 3, $5 or something, it's, because it does, like he said, it does take time to set everything up, record. Even for me doing this, you know, making the thumbnails afterwards, setting up the live event, making a post, all that stuff takes time. Not only after I do this, and that doesn't even take into consideration the time I spend while I'm doing it, which is fine. If I didn't want to do it, then I wouldn't. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it, does take time, but it's all good. If I can help anybody out, uh, it's what it's all about. I believe that's the hokey pokey. Bad joke time there. Yeah, y'all can you can get on to me about that one. Hey, Shannon. Happy Halloween. Glad you could make it. It does appear that that we are growing a little bit of a consistent audience each morning, and I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for spending some of your morning watching me attempt to do a drawing live without a net. With failure at every line that I put down. Boy, that Batman went fast, and it seems like the last ones have slowed me down. And I think that's just me being self conscious of wanting to do, uh, again, you know, I just got to learn to let go a little bit and realize that, part of the creative process is, well, part of this creative process is a show, like letting you all watch a drawing from start to finish. And I've even, since I get in early, the last few days, I've even done the pencil drawing beforehand. Whereas when I did the Batman drawing, of course, I'm a lot more familiar with just doing a Batman head sketch. So that's going to play into it. But point being, uh, I want to be able to get to where, like on Friday night, I'm really working without a net. Or if I mess something up, you don't see me erase it 3 times and go back and rework the figure. Hey, you're welcome, Ron. A little relaxation in the morning. Uh, I probably know where you come from, and yeah, having a little less stress in the morning is a very good thing. think we can all agree on that, right? I just realized I got awful quiet. Um, I like to try to keep some sort of conversation going in the room, uh, but I don't know what to pontificate on. So maybe the quietness is good. Uh, I will say I like the way this is coming out quite a bit. Hey, I hope you can make it too, Ron. Uh, it'd be fun to meet you. And if you just come on the spur of the moment, in my email, you have my phone number, and that's a cell number too, because that's all I have is this. So, uh, with my son on it, and let's get these emails out of the way. With my son on it, Jacob, and so if it's a spur of the moment thing, just send me a text. Let me know you're coming, and I'll leave your name at the desk so you can get in and not have to spend a whole, what is it going to be? $10, I think, or something. That'll pay for a little bit of gas money for your trip. Dividing up original art in the old days. Uh, well, Marvel and DC do it differently. Marvel would get a deck of playing cards, and of course they would go 1 through 10. Then they'd have to get the other ones, and I guess they'd get the face cards, and they would be some uh, number. But you had 22 pages, and basically the inker gets a third. So out of a 22-page story, I'm going to get 7. Um, and Marvel would basically deal the cards out, and whichever cards were in your stack, that would be the pages that you would get back, which is kind of cool. However, I like the way DC does it better, because what they did is they would alternate. The only bad thing is I never got any middle pages of a book, but the good thing that I enjoyed about DC Artwork Returns is I was going to get a splash page at least every other issue, because the way they worked theirs was um, the inker, it was either odd or even. I can't remember, but uh, let's just say it was odd. So every odd issue, I would get the first 7 pages of the book, and every even, I would get the um, last 7 pages of the book. So it seemed really fair that way, because at least you're getting a splash page. Uh, I never felt like a penciler was trying to, save all the better splash pages for uh, what he would be getting, because, the thing is telling the story. If you got like with working with Kelly, if we had a big splash page of Batman, well, he had to draw Batman. If I got that original back, then that was mine. So never had an issue with the way DC divided up the artwork. I had heard, and it was never substantiated, but I had heard that sometimes if you knew somebody in the original art returns at Marvel, you could maybe request certain pages in exchange for giving them one of your pages, if you so desired to kind of go that way. Um, like I said, I don't know if that happened, but there was a rumor about it. I I like to think it wasn't true, but never know. That's one of those things that could become very, very, very bad. So that's why I like the way DC did it. It just seemed so much more fair. Um, Let me see. Oh, thanks, Ron. And to answer your question about my favorite Comic Con ever and why, uh, I'm going to say it was a Canadian show. It was a 4-day show. It's now owned by Fan Expo, but when I went there, it was not. It was the Calgary Comic Expo in Alberta, Canada, I believe. 4-day show. Um, and nothing against Fan Expo. I'm just saying they bought it now, so I don't know if it's run the same way or not. Because I've only been there once, but during the 4-day show, uh, it was just kind of like really cool because they had carts throughout the day that would come up and down the aisles to all the artists. And in the morning, there would be like breakfast, they would have coffee, they would have juice, they would have pastries, they would have bagels, they would, everything short of making an omelet at your table. you know, it was really pretty cool. And so that was, you know, that was always, I had referred to it in my exec as the gold standard of a comic show because how well they treated their guests. And the fans were great. Uh, it was just everything about the show was just terrific. It was great. Um, so yeah, that would be my favorite. And they, then lunchtime would come. Here comes the carts. Right to your table. What do you want? Different kind of sandwiches. They had uh, everything. I mean, they had salads, they had sandwiches, they had uh, uh, almost a smorgasbord, so to speak, of stuff to choose from. Uh, Also, the great thing about it is at the end of every table, you had it was like an aisle volunteer, and that person stood there and they would constantly ask you if you needed anything. Could they run and get you some water? Which was incredible because, like I said, the beverage cart would come by quite often, but they wanted to make sure that you were really taken care of. So they did a wonderful job, and I always remember that show for just how nice they treated everybody, and how nice the fans were, the staff, everybody. It was just really well done. Hopefully, it will continue to be run that way. And I would like to go back. It was a good time. Big show, really big. The floor was huge. Yeah, they treated us great. Some shows that I do, they spend their budget on the media guests. Um, they will set up a green room for the media guest, and The comic artist guests don't even get water. I mean, serious. I mean, we have to go buy our own water if we want it. And you've been to some of the bigger shows, you can realize a bottle of water can run $4 or $5 a bottle. So that's using the convention concession. Worst experience. Might have to think on that one. Maybe. Uh, let's see. Yeah, that's kind of tough to answer without getting into too many details. So I might have to take a pass on that. I will say this, that those shows used to be very popular. So it was more than one show. It was multiple shows by the same company. Let's just say that the shows are beginning to run out of steam now, and part of the reason is your reasoning there is they really began to almost run people off to a degree. I mean, they wanted to be, they wanted their invited guests to start footing the bill of being an invited guest, and it's not the way it works. They invite you, they, you know, they pay for your flight, your room, give you a table. They want you there. So, and just leave it right there for now. if if I see you Sunday, ask me again, and I'll give you a little more detail. How's that? It's really hard to talk negative about most shows. I haven't had any really bad incidents. to tell the truth. I've had some hiccups, but nothing that's upset me to the point where, you know, I'm gonna uh, never do someone's show again. Luckily, luckily, it's never gotten that bad. Um, but I have heard other people have experiences with shows that have warned me if I'm doing a show what maybe to expect or maybe what not to expect, so to speak. So, poison ivy might be good. I was thinking of getting a Mr. Freeze in here and um, a Catwoman or a Batgirl, but you know, poison ivy could be. Maybe I'll do two. You know, maybe I'll forget the Mr. Freeze and do him next week because I like him. Uh, Maybe I could get a Poison Ivy and a Batgirl in this week. It's a good idea. Thanks for bringing her up. All right. So, how's everybody liking this so far? Do I got any comments? Do I have any questions about the art? Am I going to put some gray ink wash on it? Yes, I am. Uh, don't know if I'll get to that while I'm still streaming. Who knows? Maybe I'll go a little later today if everybody is up for it. Maybe I can go a little longer today. Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking Batgirl, but we'll see. Friday, I was gonna say maybe I could do two on Friday, but I already am doing two on Friday. So the morning one and the evening show. So I think that's kind of out of the equation. Oh, I can stretch it out longer. I don't mind doing these streams for a long time. The only bad thing is, and it's been shown in analytics and stuff like that, like I get to see people that come watch, and you know, a lot of people don't stay in for, and I get it. A lot of people don't stay in for the full time. Um, Number one, they might have something better to do. Number two, they get bored after watching somebody draw the same piece of artwork without completion after a given amount of time. And I understand that. I mean, I get it, but on the other hand, being an artist myself and loving to watch other people work doesn't really bore me. That's why if Paulo does, put up his full, and like I said, he can edit down, uh, and I'm sure he would. He could edit down like some of the stuff where he's painting a big wash in the background or something. That's just kind of, not gonna not gonna add to the value of what he's doing. But when he gets into like the faces and stuff, that's where I like to see it slow down and become like a full video. Actually, I feel pretty lucky here because the core group of people that come in here tend to stay quite a while, especially this early in the morning. Most of them have to leave uh, when they need to get to work, and I totally understand that. Um, so I appreciate the time spent hanging out and excuse me, keeping me company and watching a piece of art get done. Ah, okay, Ron. Gotcha. Are you driving again? I mean, or I know up where you live, there's some roads that are not that busy. So, but you still got to watch out for things that get in your way, like deer and bear and those pesky squirrels that seem to be able to dodge a car 5 or 6 different ways. Okay. Well, we're doing fairly well here today, even though it's running a bit late. We're about 10, maybe about 13 minutes after the hour. think I'm gonna keep going because I'm grooving on this, and as long as you all don't mind, I don't mind. Uh, I need a few more little. Gotta blend this a little better. Go there. That. This. Need this a little darker. There we go. It's funny how I can see things. Because when I normally work, I'll stop a little more and look. And when I'm streaming, I try not to do that because I don't want people getting bored. And so I just try to keep moving so that you don't think my camera froze when I'm just staring at the drawing, trying to decide what to do. So if that happens, you'll know it's me checking something more than likely and not me frozen. Another reason I try to keep a little chatter going is that way y'all know I'm still connected, I'm still alive, and I'm still alive. And looks like we've picked up a few watchers, so welcome to the room. If you have not already hit the subscribe button and would like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. There's a little bell that'll pop up that'll give you notifications on when I go live. I am trying, excuse me, I am trying to build a semi uh, uh, consistent schedule of various streams. And I will also be working on some stuff that's recorded and edited uh, in the future on maybe some longer pieces. Maybe one of my watercolor pieces. I don't feel brave enough to do those live yet, except for the um, black ink line. So I'd like to record one of those and then be able to have it for replay with editing, speeding it up in the places where I think it's like, okay, this is boring. Let me get to a part that I can explain a little more of what I'm doing. And I just started doing watercolor recently, and I really have been enjoying it. So that's why I said I'm a little nervous to go live with one of those right now. But I've kind of conquered the fear finally of actually getting in there and doing a watercolor. And I'd like to thank especially Andrew Robinson for letting me pick his brain on some techniques that he uses and trying to do my best to kind of listen to what he's told me and interpret it. think we may have lost Ron, everybody. I think he finally hit that non-service area. I'll leave that for tone. All right. All right, we are getting close to an hour and 20 minutes if we're not even there. I'm almost done with this line work, and I am going to put some wash tones on this piece. But I will do that off stream, and that'll give you all a little surprise to see once I post it up on my site, my website, and my social media. But you will have most of it in the video. So as I wrap this up, I would like to once again thank everybody for coming out this morning. We had a few new people drop in, which is always a good thing. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please think about it. It's a lot of fun. We have art giveaways on Friday nights. I'm going to be choosing 3 people that are subscribed and in the chat room to receive a free 6x8 drawing similar to this. It might be more of just a bust shot, meaning no body and stuff, just more of a head, because I need to get them done a little bit quicker. And yeah, we just hang out, we have fun, talk movies, comics, TV shows, musics. Yes, sir, musics. Just have a good time, and it's been very enjoyable. I've enjoyed it. I think the people that have showed up have also enjoyed it, and you guys coming out and supporting this has made it a lot of fun for me. And keeps me going. So, gonna call it right there for the stream. Actually, I got one more. Just want to indicate a little bit more here. And so, yeah, if you're not subscribed, think about it. There are a few little subscriber perks. And in the meantime, I hope that you all have a fun and safe Halloween. I will try to do the same. And God willing, I will see you all back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Let me get my drawing in the Scarecrow here. And look for... I'll tell you what, Noah. I did a Sergeant Rock for my friend that wanted one. And Sergeant Rock, I think we discussed this in the room, is not an easy person to draw. And I think I explained the reason why you probably were in on that conversation. So anyway, happy Halloween. Y'all be safe out there. I'll try to do the same, and see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.